Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are so, I don't know the days anymore. We're so happy to have Alex with us in this partnership with WellSet. We are a healer collective. We connect some of the top healers and thought leaders to opportunities such as WellSet, which is a digital booking platform where you can find any healer of any type, locally or virtually, especially now. And Alex is one of them. So he is a guide, intuitive Reiki master, and energetic clearing expert. Through activations, he helps people move into a more comprehensive reality of reaching their fullest potential. So we can't wait for him to bring that to us today. I'm going to bow and hand over to you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Alexander Mei, and I am a healer, psychic, and medium. I've been studying since I was 9 years old, and I've been a professional healer for 11 years now. So I call myself an activator. And the reason why I call myself an activator is that I am merely just being the catalyst to show the person that underneath all of their trauma and all of the belief systems that's been passed down to them by their ancestors that's no longer required, there's all of the strength underneath that. So that's what I do. That's a little teeny tiny explanation, but it's gonna get us going there. I would love to first start off with an exercise to clear everyone's energy out. So any kind of shock, stress, or frustration that they're holding on to, right? So this is a lovely little technique by Vienna Stibble called theta healing. And it's a very gentle technique that connects you to the creator or source, universe, however you'd like to call it, okay? So everyone just go ahead and kind of shake their hands out, shake your body out, get your wiggles out a little bit. Yep, just shake it out. All right. Yep, roll your shoulders back, forward, just get the kinks out, right? Okay. Okay, everybody. And so can everyone hear me okay? Good? Okay, great. So you're going to close your eyes. And just focus on your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Imagine there is a golden ball of energy going down into the center of the earth. It's about the size of a soccer ball. And now you're going to see that this energy is coming up out of the earth and up through all of your chakra centers and the center of your chest to your neck, your throat chakra, your crown chakra, and you are putting your energy into this ball of light above your crown chakra, and you are leaving your body in this ball of light. Do not worry, you are protected, and keep going, rising higher, 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 higher. Keep going, keep going. See that you are leaving the atmosphere of the earth, heading towards the moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, Pluto. Keep going even farther. You will see many dark lights, many bright lights, many dark lights, and many bright lights. Keep going. You're doing a great job. Farther and farther and farther. until you reach a gelatinous-like fluid filled with rainbow colors. This is the laws of our known universe. Go ahead and push through it. You might even swim through it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just go ahead and move through it and keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Ah, there we go. Until you see a long interdimensional hallway with a white door at the end of it. Go ahead towards that doorway. There you go. And go ahead and enter the door, and you will be enveloped in an iridescent, bright, white light. This is the energy of our creator, of our universe, otherwise known as God, the creator, source, Yahweh, Buddha, anything you want to call it, that's what it is. Creator of all that there is, it is commanded to do clearing, healing, and activation work on everyone listening and not listening on a global scale. Thank you. Creator, it is commanded to clear all of the shock, stress, and the trauma from my body and everyone else listening and not listening, and all of their etheric bodies as well, to be sent to the light, core level, genetic level, history level, soul level, DNA, RNA, master cell, pineal gland, all lifetimes, all dimensions, all realms, mitochondria of the cells. Thank you, show me. It is done, it is done. Replace this with unconditional love, freedom from pain and suffering, and show myself and everyone listening and not listening what that feels like on a global scale. And while we're here in this energy with your eyes closed, I want you to think of the stress that you're holding anywhere in your body, okay? And you can even say the word out loud, but make sure that it vibrates in your throat. Stress. You can even exaggerate it. There's no right or wrong right now. Stress. And then feel where it is in your body. Is it in your solar plexus? Is it in your heart? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your throat? Is it all over? And just pay attention to where it is and just feel that stress coming up to the surface. It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but really great change always comes from feeling uncomfortable, you guys. And then we're going to clear it out. So you're going to hold that stress in your hands in front of you and feel it turning into a ball or a square, an octagon. It can be anything that you want. It'll even have colors inside of it. And you're just going to hold it out in front of you. And then you're just going to take a deep breath within, and you're inhale and exhale. There you go. Just let that energy turn into dust and reverberate. There you go. And then when you're ready, just go ahead, come back into your body, but you'll still be connected to the creator. All right, everyone. So the next thing that obviously has been on everyone's mind is the quarantine, clearly. So, right. So there's a lot of things that people have asked me about before the Zoom today, and a lot of my clients have been asking me also, and that's what is a simple exercise that you can teach me that can clear this stress out every single day, okay? And I'm going to teach it to you right now, okay? So if you have a pen and a piece of paper, or you just keep it up here, right? And also, for anyone listening, if you have certain things that you would like to address that maybe everyone else could benefit from in the session today also, please let us know and just put a little question like, Alex, can you talk about this? And I'd be more than happy to, okay? All right. So very, 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 very simple energy clearing, but very, very beneficial, okay? Right when you wake up, immediately when you wake up, it is very crucial that you set the tone for the day, because a lot of people don't know that when you're in dream time, you're actually moving through different dimensions and different energies. So you could be taking on stress from your collective consciousness brothers and sisters around you. So this will help you set the precedence for the day. So it's very easy. Creator. It is commanded to all of the shock, stress, and trauma from my body to be sent to the light. Very, very easy. Oh, of course, yeah. Actually, I can write it in the text box for everyone. Hold on one second. Creator, it is commanded to clear all the shock, stress, and trauma to be sent to the light. Oops. Hold on one second, everybody. Here we go. Hold on one second. Creator, it is commanded to all the shock, stress, and trauma to be sent to the light. Someone asked, let's see, why do you say it is commanded rather than asking? Because making a command actually makes sure that it is done immediately. Alex, how do I let go all fear and self-doubt around not being worthy and a lack of abundance mentally? Okay, great. Oh, Marine, Alex, how do I open my heart in order to manifest my soulmate? So actually, these two questions are all interrelated, actually. So this all has to do with the heart chakra. So the heart chakra has to do with where you receive from the universe. A lot of people think that it's here in the third eye, but the heart is where we receive this. So should we write this command on a piece of paper every morning or say it out loud? You should write it down, you should memorize to say it every morning too. And then I have another lovely morning ritual to give to you guys after I teach you the next thing. Yep. So let's see. Okay, great. So the heart chakra, we all are born with the genetic material of our ancestors, so our patriarchal, matriarchal lineages. And with that, when we're born, we sometimes have certain belief systems that are genetically passed down to us, and those have to do with receiving. So I'll give you a prime example. I used to always have issues with asking clients to pay me for healing sessions because I was once told by one of my best friends that you can only do it for free. So what is that? A belief system. It's not the truth. So what you do is you connect to your heart chakra, right? And then you say, And I'm going to write it down in the text box, okay? Creator, it is commanded to clear all the blocks to be sent to the light. And then you say, Creator, it is commanded to replace this with the love and the light of the Creator. And the reason for that is because once you clear something out, your vessel is empty, so you need to replace it. So I'll give you a prime example of what that is like. So I said, Creator, it is commanded to clear all the blocks to blank. So you would say, Marine, Creator, it is commanded to clear all the blocks to receiving my soulmate to be sent to the light. Creator, it is commanded to replace this with the love and the light of the Creator. Then for, is it Shafali? Creator, it is commanded to clear all the blocks to not being worthy and lack of abundance to be sent to the light, and replace this with the love and the light of the Creator. So you can really start to practice this every single day, and it's really lovely. And there's always new things that you can learn about yourself, you know? The other thing that I was going to teach you guys today is another one of my morning rituals, and this is very powerful. And also, please, if you have any other questions, just keep rolling them down in the chat box. So another thing that really sets the precedence for the day is giving gratitude to those who have come before you, okay? And this is a very shamanic principle. So when I wake up in the morning, I always say, and I will definitely share this in the chat box below, but I'm gonna vocalize it to you all first. And you don't have to do it necessarily in the order I'm doing it, but just try to do it every day. I give thanks to the native Aboriginal tribes that walk this land before me. I give thanks to the African slaves that walk this land before me. I give thanks to my ancestors that walked this land before me, because you're literally giving thanks to people who have died for you to even be here. And let me write that in the text box also for everyone. Hold on one second. I give thanks to the that walked this land before me. Oh yeah, I'm sending them all right now. Hold on one second. Copy. There we go. All right. So another thing that's, oh, we have some chat messages. I find myself trying to find more clarity in life due to lots of reflection during this pandemic, but it comes with lots of sadness and anxiety for some reason. Thank you so much for asking about that, Kathy. So let's see. It's a good thing to check in every day to see if you're picking up on the collective consciousness's anxiety, because we all, whether we are empaths or psychics or healers or we just care, we can feel the collective consciousness and the anxiety around us. So another thing that is a huge contribution is a technique from Access Consciousness. And this technique is very, very, very simple, and it's very gentle. When you start to feel the anxiety of other people or your own, you simply say, return to sender, with consciousness and healing attached. Because you are not sending the anxiety back to that person, you are sending love and compassion and kindness back towards them. Because if you deny the feelings and you deny what's happening, it's not a contribution. And listen, it's very important to acknowledge your feelings. People in the healing world, you know, I know that sometimes it feels like people are just constantly doing audits to each other. Like, no, you have to clear it. You have to clear it. But it's very, very important to be okay with how you feel. I do have anxiety. I feel like crap. Like, you have to be honest with yourself, and then you can clear it, you know? Let's take a look. Oh, no, thank you. That works too. So you can say, return. I like this. This is great. Return sender, consciousness and healing attached. Yep. Do you have any tips on how to clear energy when you're an empath, and how to decipher between being an empathic or codependent? That's a great question. Let's get into that. Okay, so I'm already starting to channel. Hold on one second. How to tell the difference between whether you're being codependent or an empath? Well, most empaths are very, very interesting, because if they hang out with other people, they sometimes either start to take on the traits of that person energetically, or can feel what they're feeling, many different things. So the other thing that's very interesting also is that if you are a codependent person, you have to get out of the judgment of being a codependent person first. That's the thing. So there's two parts to this, which is really lovely, and I love your question. So let me reread it again and then tell you my answer. Every day when you wake up in the morning, you are going to say, and I'm going to type this in, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the, and I'll explain this to you guys, is the opposite of what it appears to be. Okay. And then let me explain to you what that means. We try as an empath to understand other people by mimicking their pathways, their pain, and their reality, to understand them, okay? Then we will do other things to stay in that reality, because when you're an empath, the hardest thing is to be able to know who you are instead of knowing who everyone is, okay? So what's really beautiful about that is when you say everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, nothing is the opposite of me, get you out of everyone else's reality so that you can be present in your own body. Isn't that lovely? How to decipher between being empathetic or codependent? You know what? The thing is that, like I said before, there's a lot of judgment that people place on each other for being codependent, or for other people being codependent, okay? So the important thing around that is to understand that every single person that you meet is to give you a life lesson and to show you something that you can learn from them and them from you. So if you clear the judgment around codependency, it's just a life lesson. So That being said, you guys are probably wondering, how do I clear the judgments? I'm going to teach you, okay? So we're going to do another lovely technique from theta healing. Very gentle, very easy, okay? It's very simple. Creator, it is commanded to clear all of the judgments around codependency to be sent to the light, okay? And I'm going to type that in to the chat box also, okay? Let's see, so Creator, it is commanded to clear all the judgments around codependency to be sent to the light. And so once you do that, let's practice a little bit. You have to replace that. So what would you replace codependency with? Self-love. You would replace that with the energy of the Creator, with the love and the light of the Creator, because God doesn't have any judgment about anything. None whatsoever, you know? And does anyone else have any other questions? This is really rolling out really fast. I love this. Oh, another thing, since we're talking about judgment and the conscious collective during the quarantine, okay? There's a lot of people judging each other for how they're doing their quarantine and social distancing. And I think, Cielo, I believe that you can, if you contact the WellSet people, actually. I'm sure that they will email one to you for sure. So here's the thing. There's a lot of judgments being projected to everyone on how they should be quarantining and how people should be acting. And at the end of the day, it is true that we need to stay healthy and be aware. But again, judging everyone else for the choices that they make doesn't work, okay? So if you want to clear the energy around all of this, we can just go ahead and do another exercise together, because not only are we helping heal each other and clear each other and activate each other, we're actually helping everyone else on a global scale. So if you notice, when I do the clearings, I always say everyone listening and not listening on a global scale, is because it's actually not about me and about you guys, it's about all of us together, right? Okay. So everyone get really comfortable and close their eyes. Anywhere and everywhere we are judging others, we are judging ourselves. We have been judged for how we are acting during the quarantine and the choices that we are making during the quarantine. Should we wear a mask? Should we not wear a mask? Should we have 6 feet, not 6 feet? All of these things that we feel pressured by, it is commanded to send us to the light. Core level, genetic level, history level, soul level, DNA, RNA, master cell, pineal gland, all lifetimes, all dimensions, all mitochondria, show me. It is done, it is done. Replace this with unconditional love, freedom from pain and suffering, and show everyone what that feels like, listening and not listening on a global scale. Whew. Creator, it is commanded to replace all of this with the feeling from the perspective of the Creator. I am allowed to choose how to live my life during the quarantine. I am allowing others how to live their lives during the quarantine without judgment, to be downloaded into the DNA, the RNA, master cell, pineal gland, all lifetimes, all dimensions, all realms, mitochondria of the cells. Thank you, show me. It is done, it is done. Replace this with unconditional love, freedom from pain and suffering, and show everyone listening and not listening what that feels feels like on a global scale. And just pay attention to your breath, where the air is going from while you are connected to the light. And exhaling. And then inhaling. And exhaling. And then slowly, slowly come back into your space. And then open your eyes. Slowly come back, slowly. Alex, how to release all pain from childhood trauma and reprogram it to cultivate healing? Ooh, that is amazing. I love that question. Okay, so I actually created an energy clearing around emotional wounding and how emotional wounding affects our relationships with others in our present day life. So let me explain to you guys how that works, because that all these questions are great. Thank you guys. We don't realize as children that not only do we take on the thoughts, feelings, and emotions and the belief systems of our patriarchal, matriarchal lineage, but the things that happen to us when we are children, when we are teenagers, when we are young adults, when our brains are still forming, they imprint into our bodies, and they almost make us put certain archetypes on a pedestal, right? So I'll give you a prime example about myself that I had to clear. I always felt like I could only date other men if they had perfect bodies, and that doesn't make any sense at all. But let me explain to you how that happened. When I was 12, 13, I used to get hit on by this guy who was a bodybuilder, right? And so in child mind, I thought that's the precedence, right? And so as I grew older, I used to think that that is what I should be attracted to. And it's actually not true. It's an imprinting, right? So let's take a look at the question one more time. So how to release all pain from childhood trauma and reprogram it to cultivate healing. So you are going to have to work on yourself every single day to start to release those things. So there isn't an immediate like clearing that's an umbrella for all of that, okay? But if you guys, after the recording, go to my Instagram at Alex Mei today, which I sent to the chat, you can see the emotional clearing, energy clearing, and it'll actually clear it out of you because it's very, very extensive. But I do want to tell you guys that it isn't all just going to clear out immediately. You have to work on yourself every single day. And this is how I would suggest doing that. Once you clear one thing from your childhood that maybe bothered you, or maybe it was something totally, maybe you think it's insignificant, but it's very significant. Maybe someone called you fat when you were 4, or one of your parents judged you about something. These things will start to unravel. So the more energy clearing you do on yourself, you'll start to remember certain things. So start writing down lists of things to clear, kind of like homework, if you will, for your body and for your mind and for your spirit. I do it every single day because there's always something that comes up for me. I'm like a can full of surprises. What is the best way to utilize our nightly dreams during this time? Oh, I love that question. Okay, so earlier I mentioned something that when we're in our dreams, we work and we do things and we go into different dimensions and we shift energy. So I have a lovely exercise that my friend Yasmin taught to me. Okay, so a lot of people, when they sleep, their crown chakra gets a little bit too open, right? And so before you go to sleep, you can do this, and I'll write it down in the chat box. You can say, Creator, it is commanded to close off my crown chakra so that I may sleep in my solar plexus. Yep. Right. Right. And so the reason for this is because your solar plexus is where you hold your personal power, okay? And it's otherwise known as the Manipura, okay? And so if you sleep in your solar plexus, you won't get drained while you're doing things out in the ethers while you're sleeping. And a lot of people are waking up right now feeling anxiety when they wake up in the morning, and that's because they're picking up on all of the anxiety of the social consciousness collective. So whether you're psychically sensitive or not doesn't matter anymore, because the truth is that we're all waking up very rapidly right now. Let's see. Do you have some other way besides Instagram? Okay, Michael Howard asked me this. Okay, so what you can do is you can take a look at different situations that affected you when you were a child that you either have or have not worked with a therapist or a healer or a psychic, and you can list all of those things down and write them down. And each one, you can say, Creator, it is commanded to clear this shock, stress, and trauma to be sent to the light. And you can create an entire list and just go through all of them. And you'll be busy for a very long time, but it's very beneficial. How do you know if your crown chakra is too open when you sleep? If you go to bed and you get a good, solid, everyone's different, right? 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, and you think that you're gonna feel refreshed and you wake up and you feel like crap, 99.9% of the time you are taking on an attachment or an energy of some kind that is not your own, and you are locking it into your body, okay? Let's see how, oh, this is really going by very quickly. When your chakras are open, do you feel vibrations or a pins and needles type feeling at that chakra, or does this happen? Oh, that's amazing. Hold on 1 second, everybody. I gotta, hold on. When your chakras are open, do you feel vibrations or a pins? So here's the thing. A lot of people, I don't know if you've noticed, but when I do clearings or get downloads, my head twitches a little bit, right? And that's because I'm running source energy through my nervous system. So some people see, some people shake, some people feel nothing, and that's okay. You don't necessarily have to feel a sensation of any kind to be connected to the Creator, because the Creator is constantly undulating, expanding and contracting through the mitochondria of the cells of your body all the time. So all you have to do is, if you want to become more aware of energy, and you want to become more aware of how you perceive energy, there's a really fun exercise that you can do with the third eye, which I'm going to teach you guys right now. I'm just gonna take a look at this. So regarding and also, it's really important to do it before you go to bed. So as you wake up in the morning, you set the precedence for the day, and it's the same thing before you go to bed. So you're preparing yourself for dream time, because when you go to sleep, you are resting, but you're still doing things. It's really trippy, honestly. Being a human is strange. Also, if anyone has any other questions, please let me know while I'm doing the third eye exercise. So certain things calcify the third eye, right? So certain types of food, trauma, emotional stress. Stress is definitely a big factor that can create calcification on the third eye. And yet again, there's a very simple way to decalcify the third eye, which I'm going to teach you all. You're simply going to say, Creator, it is commanded to clear all of the calcification from my third eye to be sent to the light. And I'll write that down in the chat box. Let's see. Creator, it is commanded to clear all calcification from my third eye to be sent to the light. Now, I want everyone to remember also that for everything that you clear, you must replace it with something. So the easiest thing to always do is to say, Creator, it is commanded to replace this with the love and the light of God, or Creator, it is commanded to replace this with pure, clear light. Because the thing is about tapping into different dimensions and being more psychically developed and that nature is it actually all has to do with light and the color spectrum and going through red, orange, yellow, blue, green, indigo, violet, gold, you know, all magenta, all of those things, silver. And what you're doing is you're literally just sending it back into your body. Okay. It's almost like you're creating your entire body to be this like rainbow of a lighthouse. Okay, let's see. We should close, yes. So closing off your crown chakra before you go to bed will make it a lot easier for you to have a good sleep. And how often would you say that? I would say that once or twice a day is good. I always do my energy clearings in the morning and the evening and nighttime because we set the precedence for the day. And then in the middle of the day, we take on other people's stuff. And then at nighttime, we clear all of this out. Let's see. What does the Creator do with all of this negative energy? Oh, Michael, I love your question. So here is the interesting thing about negative energy. I love doing air quotes. Negative energy. A lot of people don't realize that negative energy can be transmuted into vital life force for the earth and for other things in the universe. So we always make negative energy wrong, but the truth is that the entire world is created from the balance of light and darkness. So, for example, in access consciousness, whenever we have a pain in our body and it starts to hurt, but it's created from something energetic and it's emotional, we say, send this down into the earth, because the earth can actually transmute that negative energy into vital life force for the earth. So it's almost like recycling energy, basically. So you can say things like destroy and uncreate energy or send this energy to the Creator, but it's just going back to fuel something else in a more purified way. Let's see. How do we deal with our fear of death? Ah, amazing. Okay, so this is a very long explanation that I'm going to give you guys, especially concerning the quarantine, okay? Remember earlier how I was explaining to all of you that trauma is passed down from our matriarchal, patriarchal lineage, but that also has to do with past lives. And most of our ancestors went through the World War, the Second World War, Vietnam, all of those things. And the quarantine is reminding people of the war, reminding them of lifetimes that they've lived through the plague. It's reminding them of times when they've starved to death, you know? And so it's bringing up all that energy and kicking all that energy up on a collective conscious level, all right? And I think that the easiest way to clear it out, all of you, is to do another group clearing. So is everybody ready again to get another swift sweep? You ready? Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes. So just expand your energy down into the core of the earth. Expand your energy out as big as the room you're in. And now expand your energy out as big as the city you live in. And now feel your energy touching everyone else's energy, their hearts, their minds, their spirits. Yeah. Feel it on a collective whole. Yep. Very good. Creator, anywhere and everywhere, we are being reminded of any lifetime that we died in the war, we starved, we were killed, we were a part of a war, we were a part of a plague, we were a part of a lack of food resources, and we died of starvation. It is commanded to send all of this into the light, core level, genetic level, history level, soul level, DNA, RNA, master cell, pineal gland, all lifetimes, all dimensions, all realms, mitochondria of the cells. Thank you, show me. Woo, it is done, it is done. Replace this with unconditional love, freedom from pain and suffering, and show myself and everyone else listening and not listening what that feels like on a global scale. Whew. Whoa. Just keep your eyes closed because there's other stuff coming up. I'm seeing on the collective consciousness, it's like this, everyone is worried about martial law happening for some reason. So anywhere and everywhere, we have been enslaved, killed, imprisoned for speaking our minds and are afraid of speaking minds. It is commanded to send all of this energy to the light, core level, genetic level, history level, soul level, DNA, RNA, master cell, woo, whoa, pineal gland, wow, all lifetimes, all dimensions, all realms, whoa, mitochondria of the cells, thank you, show me. Well, that's a big one. It is done, it is done. Replace this with unconditional love, freedom from pain and suffering, and show myself and everyone else listening and not listening what that feels like on a global scale. And let's just replace that, now that we're an empty vessel. Creator, it is commanded to replace those feelings with, I am safe, I am loved, I have a community, I have people which I can depend on. I can depend on my fellow brother and sister human beings around me with ease, joy, grace, and glory, and with the love and the light of the Creator to be downloaded into all of our bodies. And then see that you're coming back into your space, back into your body, back into your space, back into your body, back into your space, back into your body, back into your space, and back into your body. Whew. Whew. Wow. That was quite heavy. So the other thing that's really important, because wow, this is going by very quickly. So you have 7 minutes left, I think. The thing is that we all have a lot of we all have, I love her. We all have strength inside of us, when we have more power inside of us, inside and as a collective whole. But the problem is that we have been taught to disempower ourselves our entire lives, and that doesn't work anymore. So the most important thing that all of you need to know before, and I'm going to do a bunch of other things before we end this really quickly, but the most important thing is that we have each other, and that we can depend on each other, and that we are there for each other, and that we must be stronger together as a human race. All of the things about sexuality and all the things about race, all the things about our income, and all of those things need to be completely dissolved now. And we need to actually be there for each other, or else we're screwed. All right, so that being said, I'm going to do some enhancement clearings to everyone so we can upgrade our immune systems, our nervous systems, and make everyone stronger after we get off the call, because we did a lot of clearing today. So all of you need to understand that for the next 72 hours, you might feel like a little like, it's because your physical body is catching up to the energetic changes. So just make sure you drink a lot of water, especially after the next couple of clearings that I do, okay? Close your eyes. What generative energy, space, and consciousness can I and everyone else listening and not listening on a global scale be to upgrade our immune systems, our nervous systems, red blood cells, white blood cells, our nerves, our skeleton, muscle tissues, fatty tissues, to be able to integrate and translate and transmute the energy of 5G, so that we may be able to move forward and not be affected by it, to be revoked, recant, rescinded, reclaimed, renounced, denounced, to destroy and uncreate all of those energies so that we can purify ourselves? And what generative energy, space, and consciousness can I and everyone else listening and not listening on a global scale be to be able to do everything together, to work together as a community, to empower each other as a community, to be able to love each other despite our scruples? It is commanded to destroy and uncreate all of those things that keep us from connecting on a global level. With your eyes closed, Creator, it is commanded to call upon the whole energy of the planet Venus to bless us with the people, places, and things that are required to empower us and to empower each other. So anywhere and everywhere, those people that we have either resisted to meet, we have struggled to meet, we are unwilling to meet, it is commanded to destroy and uncreate all of the obstacles, both our own, between us and them, so that we can meet them halfway to create friendships, love, businesses together, babies, community on a global scale. It is commanded to download to everyone now. And just see that you're coming back into your space, back into the room, back into the space, back into the room, back into your head, your fingers. Woo! Holy crap. Inside of your head, your toes, your fingers. Woo! I am coming back down inside of my head, my toes, my fingers. Lord, y'all, we did a lot. Woo! Okay. Let's see. About 2 minutes left. So wanted to let everyone know, first off, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up for yourself and for everyone else here. Also wanted to let everyone know that I am going to be doing a discount for a very, very, very long time on all sessions that I do. So if you feel today that any of this benefited you and you would like to work with me privately, in the chat box, you can see the discount code and everything. And I do everything Zoom, in person, I do it over the phone and FaceTime, so please let me know, reach out to me. I put my Instagram in there, and my website, and then let's see, if you wish to reach out to me personally, you can text me at 626-365-9015. I'm not afraid. So thank you everyone for joining today. I'm so grateful. Please stay in touch with me. Let's connect on Instagram else, and let's support each other and take care of each other. And wow, that was incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you everyone for coming.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Yeah.